We're live in Flushing, Queens, where hundreds have showed up in solidarity to the lives lost in the Atlanta shooting and to stand up against Asian hate. It is 4 p.m. in Astoria, and we're currently at around 11 inches of snow, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon. The forecast says we should expect up to 22 inches later today. New Yorkers are scrambling to their local pharmacies to stock up on hand sanitizers, Clorox wipes, and face masks. Many stores like this one are struggling to keep their shelves stocked. A Vancouver woman has been fighting to keep this bench that she has hand-painted in memory of her late husband. And now, the city has decided to let it stay until July 2nd, the 4-year anniversary of her husband's death. Online classes may seem like a practical solution amid a pandemic, but many students are finding it difficult to adapt. Later tonight, the decorated floating lanterns will be released into the Hudson, where they will serve as a reminder that there's still peace left on this world, and to take action against climate change. Cecilia Hua, reporting for NYU Now. Much of what the whistleblower has said has since been verified by testimony from a number of witnesses. And today, the House released even more transcripts from 2 former government officials that corroborate the whistleblower's complaint. Now moving on to Hollywood, we have a big announcement for you from the Golden Globes. Here's a sneak peek at a film based on a true story. An iconic movie costume goes on the auction block. CNN David Daniels has his details in Hollywood Minute. Last night's nor'easter brought New York City around 17 inches of snow, making it the biggest snowstorm since the record-setting blizzard in 2016. While some took the opportunity for a much-needed snow day, the city and its fellow homeowners had some serious shoveling to do.
Snow plows cannot keep up with 2 inches per hour, which means even if you deploy all the plows in frequency, you can't keep the roads clear.
The Department of Sanitation has instructed homeowners to clear out their sidewalks before 11 a.m. the next day. But for some, there was just too much snow to keep up.
It's really nice to look at when you're, inside drinking your hot chocolate, but to shovel it and drive in it, it's not as fun.
It's really hard, when you shovel, the snow comes and pile up. It's not easy.
Shoveling heavy, wet snow for hours on end is no easy work. And medical professionals are now warning that such a strenuous activity could pose certain risks.
People who shovel snow have some risk for having a heart attack. If the person is not physically fit and has not been exercising, and then now they have to start shoveling the snow, which actually is it's heavy if it's wet. Then you're doing it in early hours of the morning, where you just woke up, you have not had any kind of exercise. That could be a risk factor.
Dr. Kinney recommends that before shoveling, you do some stretches to warm up your muscles, and to do it little by little. And if you feel any shortness of breath or chest pains, that's your sign to stop. In the West Village, I'm Cecilia Hua, New York 1. Valentine's Day may look a little different this year, but not even a pandemic could stop Belkay and Victor Ramirez from joining their love in holy matrimony.
Por ser un día muy especial, un día de amor, aparte de la amistad que no tenemos y de la confianza que no tenemos. Sí.
Their celebration of love and trust was made possible by the Love Chapel NYC. Located on the Upper West Side, it's designed for couples who want an intimate yet COVID-friendly ceremony.
It's a beautiful, elegant, small place. I always say it's a great alternative to City Hall. I think City Hall is awesome, but you have to get a ticket, you got to wait in line for an hour, you got to go through metal detectors, you can't say your own vows, so this is a very custom beautiful option for people who want to have a great budget wedding ceremony.
The wedding industry took one of the hardest hits during the pandemic, with an estimated $30 billion loss in 2020 alone. But experts say that couples have shown resiliency and that businesses are expected to bounce back in late 2021.
So we've actually seen weddings, the actual format itself, pivot during this time. So couples have gone from large group gatherings, indoor wedding ceremonies, to, of course, to more socially distanced layouts that are outdoors, very creative and beautiful looking, in fact. We're seeing that across the board, wedding planning is still happening. So if you're newly engaged, if you haven't moved forward with that checklist, get started today. It's really important to get started sooner than later because it's going to be a very busy time ahead.
The Love Chapel is open 7 days a week, and for couples who want to have their wedding last minute, they can do it the day of as long as they have their marriage license. From the Upper West Side, I'm Cecilia Hua, New York 1.
I don't know, it's just weird. It's like, not the same thing of course, but it's really efficient. Like, I don't know what I would propose to, like, as a solution.
I personally don't like it as much as being in class. I really like being in the classroom, but I think it's a functional way of dealing with things for now.
Online courses are cheaper than like in-person ones for a reason. So like, yeah, definitely. I'm not sure if I'll be as willing to put my hand up and speak because it's just a completely different situation.
The fact of the matter is that remote learning does not cut it for Tisch drama classes. It's not something that can be done over the phone remotely, and it certainly cannot be done alone.